what's going on, guys? John here for the full-time Devils match review of the Manchester United versus Chelsea game. The game is finished 1-1 at Old Trafford as Manchester United's chances of finishing in the top four and qualifying for the Champions League next season looks almost slim to none. Yes, while there is a slim chance of it happening, the opportunity for Manchester United to make that decision their own and to put their destiny in their own hands is completely derailed, and this season has just gone to shit from ups and downs and ups and downs. And while fans like myself can be upset at the fact that we've brought ourselves to this disastrous moment, at the end of the day, nothing is going to hide the fact that this squad has been needing repair and needing a rebuilding from the get-go for ages and ages and ages. And it is beyond puzzling that a CEO like Ed Woodward, or whatever the fuck his standard is, whatever the fuck his role or title is at Manchester United is, since Sir Alex Ferguson's departure, the fact that players that do not deserve contract renewals continue to get renewals, and the fact that players who do need renewals are walking out on a free, and it just is baffling that a club the standard of Manchester United are going in this type of direction. And this summer, and I feel like I've said it time and time and again since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, but this summer is going to be a massive summer going forward, because this summer is going to determine whether or not it's going to take 3 years for Manchester United to challenge for the title again, or another 5-10 years. And it's sad times at Manchester United that we're here right now, but it is what it is. 5-10 years ago, I think it was, actually, sorry, 5 years ago, I was watching an interview from a renowned journalist, Raphael Honigstein, who does most of his work in Germany, and he did a interview, and he was asked the question, will Manchester United fall off like other big clubs, maybe such as Liverpool, have done post Sir Alex Ferguson? And he said there's no way that's possible. The way the structure, the way the club is structured, the way the finances are dealt with, Manchester United will always consistently be challenging. And I really took that to heart and thought, you know what, that's what we're going to be doing. But it seems completely the opposite, because that is not what we're doing at Manchester United, and it is such sad times. Looking at this game, I mean, what is there to review? We started off with a really, really good goal. We looked encouraging. We looked very, very good. There was a very nice balance between work rate and creativity. We didn't look like we were just running like headless horses, but at the same time, when we were in possession, we looked like we were doing something with it. And we have to give massive props to Ander Herrera and Juan Mata, because I felt like those two were instrumental in that first half with respect to getting that ball and constantly really looking to get the ball moving as often as possible in transition. I mean, their first touch play is exquisite at times, and I'm really going to be missing that Spanish fuego if they're leaving on a free at the end of the year. Because yes, they're not constant. They might not be the Roy Keanes or the Paul Scholes or whatever have you, with respect to playing week in, week out as starting 11 players. But you can be damn sure that if there are players that come off the bench, or if they're called upon, they'll give it their all, and they'll give it with quality and pizzazz, and that's exactly what they were able to do today. And that first half was an exact representation of what those two could do if they're on their day, and they looked instrumental in bringing the ball forward. Paul Pogba also had a really good game. I felt like he was so good drawing that contact and keeping that ball, and he's a hit or miss at times when he plays like that, because he might get a little too, I guess, cocky, or he might get a little too indecisive with that ball, and sometimes he loses the ball when it comes to a 2v1 situation where Paul Pogba usually finds himself in, and we just lose the possession without, drawing any fouls or whatnot. But today, I think it was like 6 fouls in the first half, and he worked so hard, drawing contact after contact, getting us in decent positions to get something from a possession-based play, and we looked so good in that first half. But after David De Gea's howler, which I felt like, you know what, David De Gea needs a rest. He needs to sit down. He needs to go. He needs to go and have himself a rest for this season, because we've been putting so much pressure on this guy season after season after season, and I think it's about time that he just needs a break. And it wouldn't be a bad idea if we perhaps brought in somebody like Romero towards the end of the season for the rest of the games, because David De Gea just needs a reset, and I feel so sad for him, because you can tell that the confidence is gone. When that ball spilled out from that long-range attempt, when David De Gea's hands are sort of shaped in that pocket, his hand, normally, he would have himself in such a good prime position to just close the pocket and get under it and just grab it. But his hand will look so uncomfortably out of position. And obviously that's what forces that ball to ricochet into his chest in the wrong position and forcing the spill where Marcus Alonso finds himself with an opportunity to score. But that howler is just not David De Gea, and I feel like we're just making things worse by keeping him on this pitch. So maybe just having him rest for the rest of the season might not be a bad idea. I don't know what you guys think. Get in the comment section below about David De Gea, because I really, really hate to see David doing this. And a lot of people are upset about it, but you know what? Given the conditions and given the fact that David De Gea has been saving our asses season after season after season, it's really hard for me to sit here and just roast him. But other players deserve roasting, and I felt like Marcus Rashford has been piss poor for months now. And yes, we don't have the replacement quality. Yes, Martial hasn't been turning up. And yes, Lingard hasn't been turning up. So it's not all Rashford's fault. Believe me, I'm not here to just roast Marcus Rashford. He's running his socks off for the team. But he hasn't been producing like every single other player on that pitch. And it is just not good enough. Period. Simple as that. And it's sad times because if we do not make top four, it's going to be that much harder for us to go into that market and be competitive and look for players that Manchester United deserve or don't deserve, given the fact that we haven't been able to play the Manchester United way and haven't been able to challenge in the top 5 for a very long time. So it is sad times, and I am done, guys. I am exhausted. It's such a sad thing to see this repertoire of turning up and then conceding and then turning down. We looked so nervy in that second half. I had no idea what those players were on there doing in that second half. We looked so nervy. We looked frantic in possession. We didn't even look like we were trying to make anything out of our possession. I mean, Higuain, that man has been living in the offside position for as long as we can remember. He is pretty much virtually non-existent in their forward line. And yet, we're not able to make anything happen in the other end. Alexis Sanchez, I don't even know if he had a touch when he came on. And I feel bad for Eric Bailly because I felt like he had a decent game before going off. And Marcus Rojo, obviously, is a disaster waiting to happen when he comes on. This squad, overall, just every single aspect on this pitch needs a reworking from the top down, and it's another long, arduous season, 2 or 3 or 4 seasons for Manchester United fans, guys. I don't know. We have a big season. Big summer ahead of us. Anyways, guys, that's enough for me. What do you guys think? Get in this comment section below. Do you guys think David De Gea should rest? Do we keep playing him? Do you guys think we should have kept Herrera? What do you guys think, guys? Please get in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Alright, just seen United draw with Chelsea, 1-1. Another pretty rubbish performance again from United in the second half. First half, for 35-40 minutes, we were actually alright, better team. And it just shows really we can only keep our fitness levels up for that amount of time, because probably should have scored another couple of goals, but once again in the second half it just fell apart. There was no focal point, there was no one really taking the game by the scruff of the neck. There was no width. Everything was just going straight down the middle, and it just sort of frittered out like a pre-season game. And probably not going to get Champions League now, which is great because, well, I don't deserve Champions League football, to be honest. Some of the players in there are just snakes in the dressing room. Get them out. I said this last week. I'll say it again today. We got Huddersfield next week. Play the kids. They're probably going to beat them. Huddersfield already relegated. They got nothing to play for. So why don't you give the kids a run out? Because some of the players today just didn't care, and they haven't cared this season. They've turned on one manager. Probably going to turn on another one. Pogba again. Didn't really see him do much. Lukaku, apart from the assist in the first half, was playing like Heskey. And yeah, it was just another shit performance in the second half. So it is what it is. Bring on Thursday nights in Amsterdam next season. It's going to be interesting this summer who we sign, because I think I'll be in the camp of the people that are saying that we just can't get rid of all these players in the summer, because who wants Ashley Young? There's not going to be a team that's saying, oh yeah, we'll have Young. We'll have all these players that haven't showed up for 3 years, and we're going to pay stupid wages like Darmian. I mean, God, no one's going to buy Darmian for the wages he wants. He's rubbish. So where do we go? I don't think Ollie's at fault for any of this. I think the players are to blame for not being fit, for not trying, and we're in this situation again. And so it's going to be interesting. So yeah, bye.